Morning. All right. Let's light some sage. Really excited to talk to you guys today. And happy to be back, honestly. It's always really hard for me to be away from my home for too long. I don't know if it's just like, hi, Jenny. I don't know if it's just like because I have kids and family, but it's really difficult. No, I think I've always been this way. Like, I've always loved traveling. Hey, Alex. And I get really homesick. So when I was working at Delta, I used to only travel like 3 days max because anything past 3 days, I would just get too homesick. So I think that's still the case. So it was kind of a struggle being there in the jungle for 7-8 days. It took like 2 days just to travel, so 2 days there, 2 days back, and it was definitely it was challenging, especially without service. Can you imagine going 7 days without service? I mean, it was great. Like it was so nice to disconnect, and at the same time, I wanted to talk to my family. But it's worth it for sure. So yeah, I want to talk to you guys today about Kambo and everything I learned. Well, not everything. That's just I'll be talking all day. But it was interesting because all of the people there were going for Kambo practitioner training, and as you guys know, I'm already a Kambo practitioner. I've been practicing since about last summer of 2020. So I was coming from a different place compared to everyone else, and in some ways it's good because I'm a little bit more at ease with the medicine and the practice. I'm more comfortable administering, and then in other ways it can be it can work against me because I can get up in my ego and arrogance and think like I already know this stuff, and this is how I do it, and this is the way, and you know how it goes. But yeah, definitely I went with an open mind. I try to approach everything with an open mind, and if you're into human design, I have like all my top upper centers are open, so I have an open mind whether I want to or not. That's subject to influence at all times when I'm exposed, but that's a story for another day. But yeah, there was nothing like meeting the frog. It was really something. And if you are planning to practice Kambo, to serve Kambo, or even to sit with Kambo, getting really connected, and any of these medicines, like getting really connected to how they show up naturally, how they show up in nature, while they still have their life force in them, it can be a very special experience because you're just connecting on a different level. You're getting a different perspective on your healing. So yeah, my coffee is way too hot to drink right now. Okay. All right. So when I did my certification training last year, it was so bizarre because I was very new to Kambo, to the medicine in general. I had been working with ayahuasca, working with mushrooms. At that point, I had even done iboga, but I hadn't really heard much about Kambo. And it was one of those things that came to me that it was in so much alignment that I couldn't say no. It just didn't feel like a choice to me. It was like, okay, this is what's next. Like, you're going to be a Kambo practitioner. And, I just say yes to everything. So, yeah, it was interesting because I wasn't used to the medicine. And when I did my certification training, and I was administering, I remember administering my first, um, like doing the burns, and it felt so natural. Like it felt like something I had been doing for a million years. And it was really weird. Like, I feel like I was a combo practitioner in a past life or something. I've always believed in past lives, but it wasn't until probably earlier this year where I really started connecting to my own personal past lives, where I've been feeling like, um, there are these qualities and traits and behaviors and things that I learned from my past lives that I carry into this life. And it's been really interesting. And Kambo is definitely one of them, because when I went to meet the frog, it and then we got to collect the medicine, which was super cool because I didn't think that we would be able to. But we collected the medicine, and even that felt really normal to me. Like, it's such a, they what happens is, they secrete, it's venom. The medicine is venom, so they secrete this venom when they're stressed, and it comes off of their backs and their legs and their arms, and it's like a white, like a jelly consistency. um and you scrape it off very gently, very lightly, and then put it on the stick. But yeah, the whole thing, it felt so normal. But hey, Lauren. But yeah, it was super. I mean, it was still super cool, obviously. And I did feel like, our guy. I went with Kambo Jungle Expeditions. That's the name of the group. And Victor Escobar is the guide, and he grew up in the jungle. Like, he grew up on the Amazon River, and he is so knowledgeable, and we just learned so much from him. But he was saying that a lot of people have issues with the way that the medicine is collected, because you have to tie up the frog's legs to these, like, you stick 4 sticks in the ground, and then you tie up each leg to a stick, and then you have to kind of like stress out the frog a little so that he or she can produce, either the males or the females both produce the secretion. And some people will say, like, oh, the females is stronger, and I mean, I'm all for that, but there isn't any, like, actual proof or evidence of that. But anyway, yeah, so I can see, and then I kind of felt some type of way watching the frog, getting like being tied up, and then getting stressed out. Like, he was like poking its nose so that it would just like instinctually secrete the venom. And it was interesting though, because he was saying that, like, people have an issue with it, and that's just how it's collected traditionally. Because how the legend of it's interesting because they do Kambo, or they practice Kambo in different parts of the jungle, and then a lot of these tribes don't communicate with each other. A lot of these tribes don't even communicate with the world. There's like a bunch of tribes in the jungle that don't have communication with the rest of humanity, and they're kind of just like living in their own world, which is so crazy. Like, I would love to like have a conversation with these people if I could possibly communicate with them, but like to know what they know, you know what I mean? Anyway, yeah, the legend of Kambo is that the chief of the village, the whole village fell sick with some disease that they had never seen before, and they couldn't treat it. So they tried everything. They tried all their herbal remedies. They got healings, different kind of healings from shamans. Nothing would work. So the chief of the village, his name was Kampuk, he went deep into the jungle and drank ayahuasca and asked the medicine for help. And so when he drank ayahuasca, Mother Ayahuasca brought him the Kambo frog, and she showed him how to collect the medicine, and she showed him how to administer it. And so he was able to heal the village using the frog medicine. And then he said that when he died, that his spirit would go into the Kambo frog, so that he could help. He could help anybody who needed healing. So it's interesting because this story has origins in Peru and in Brazil. Like it has origins in several different parts of the Amazon jungle, even though the tribes don't have any communication with each other. So yeah, I mean, it's totally believable. If you've ever, especially if you sat with ayahuasca, like, yeah, totally. We had 2 ayahuasca ceremonies and 1 San Pedro ceremony. I sat in both ayahuasca ceremonies, but I only drank once. And during my ayahuasca ceremony, the Kambo frog came and delivered some messages. But I'll get into that later if we have time. I want to move along and give you some more information. So, the frogs are nocturnal. Most of the animals in the Amazon are nocturnal. So during the day, it's pretty quiet. That you hear birds and stuff. But at night is when it gets really loud. But so Kambo frog is nocturnal, and Victor was saying that some people will collect the medicine. They're really like exploiting these frogs as the Westerners and colonizers do, doing what we do best. So we're exploiting these frogs. And he said that, there used to be a ton of Kambo frogs everywhere. And now you kind of like have to know where to go. We still found them pretty easily. Like we found one on our, the property of the retreat. And then a couple we found like in the next village. But, yeah, he said that they're not as rampant, I guess, as they used to be. And then he was saying that some people collect the medicine during the day, which is totally disrespectful to the frog. I mean, they're sleeping. They're sleeping, so just let them be. But he does the frog calls. If you get a chance, go on YouTube or something and listen to the frog calls. They're so interesting. And he does the frog calls, and then they answer back to him, because what happens is the males will do the frog calls, and then it's almost like they're like challenging each other, or they're like in competition with each other to get the female. So whoever does the loudest frog call wins the female, and then all the other frogs have to retreat. So he will do the frog calls, and then when he does it louder than the other males, then the other males will retreat, and then he gets the females. We did get a female once, but I just thought that was really cool. That was interesting. And what's cool about the frogs is that they don't jump. They just like crawl around really slow. I don't know how they get anywhere, but they're usually up really high on the trees. They like to sit on leaves, and it's crazy. He could just like spot them. He just like shine his flashlight and he just sees them. But yeah, sometimes they're really, really high up on the tree. Hey, Kelly. And so he gets like a really big stick, like a long stick, and then it's so beautiful to see his relationship with the frog, because he's really in integrity with his work, and I respect that so much. And he told us his personal healing stories with Kambo, and how he healed from like his addictions and just really like destructive behaviors in his 20s and stuff, and Kambo like really saved him, and you can see how deep their relationship is. So it's so nice seeing him interact with them. Like, he just loves them so much, and he so as he's picking up the frog, he's like, oh, thank you, like, please come, we please come so we can have, your medicine, so we can share with people who are sick and people who need healing. Like, he just like talks to the frog the whole time. I love it. But yeah, so he gets a stick, the frog like crawls on it, and then he pulls the stick down, and then we're all like swooning over this frog. Okay, bye, thanks for stopping by. But it's so cute. The frogs are so cute. So they're probably like this big. The females are like double the size of the males, and the males have a mole on their hands. I think it's on all four legs, but the females don't have the mole. So he was explaining to us how you could tell the difference. What else? Yeah, so like I said, you gotta tie him up. It's like I was feeling sad when it was happening. He doesn't do it for that long. He probably only will keep him there for like 4 or 5 minutes, maybe. He says like 7 minutes max, because he wants to make sure he doesn't take all of the secretion, because I think it takes them like a month to make more secretion, or months, I can't remember. But he doesn't take all the secretion, and then he doesn't want to tie him up for too long. So it's just like I trust him to be in so much integrity that I trust that what he does is what's right, but there are some people who don't tie the frogs up, and then they do like massages or whatever. But Victor was saying that like then the medicine doesn't come out as strong, or it's just different. It becomes different. So that's how it's done traditionally. For me, I feel like the frogs, we have this relationship with the frogs where they want to help us. Like, they want us to help each other and to use the medicine and to heal with the medicine. So it's like, that's their sacrifice on their part. And then we have our own sacrifices, so we both offer things to the relationship. And if you just approach everything in this way, then it's like, and then making sure you're always in integrity, then you're good. That's how I do it. So yeah, and so what I thought was so interesting was that, like, I mean, it's an unregulated industry, right? So anybody can pretty much call themselves a Kambo practitioner, because there isn't like there's the International Association of Kambo Practitioners, but that's just another institution that's created by man, right? It's not like no one actually has jurisdiction over the Kambo frogs or over the medicine. So for me, it's really about if you have a desire to sit with Kambo, or if you have a desire to become a practitioner, it's about developing your own personal relationship with the medicine and understanding. And then this requires work on your part, like this requires work on our part, understanding ourselves, understanding what we need, and then understanding how to be humble, and asking for support in what we need, and in just our own healing and our own well-being. So Kambo and any other plant, animal medicine, all these various spiritual tools are here to support us. They're not here to do the work for us. And until, I see so many people coming to plant medicine for kind of like a last resort, like nothing else is working, this is the end of the line. And sometimes we need to go there, like we need to get to that rock bottom in order for us to actually commit to ourselves and devote ourselves to change and create that discipline, But it's really important to maintain that throughout your practice, whatever, it doesn't necessarily have to be around Kambo or plant medicine, just anything that you are using to support you in your life as you progress on your spiritual journey. But anyway, the point is we get really, really caught up in certifications, who did you train with, all this other stuff, when it's like, okay, we're applying the paradigms that we're trying to move away from onto these spiritual things. Like, we're applying the same paradigms that weren't working in our modern world, applying them to spiritual principles, spiritual healing, and it just doesn't work that way. And so it kind of gets like a little muddy because people are overly concerned about things that are, in my opinion, unimportant, or not even unimportant, but more of like they don't tell the full story. So, for example, I can go to the jungle and nobody in the jungle has certifications, right? It doesn't mean that they're not qualified practitioners. And you can kind of say the same thing about most plant medicine. I want to say, like, I hate to generalize, but just to kind of get my point across, it matters less. Not that it doesn't matter where you trained or how you trained, but it matters less than who you are as a practitioner. Who you are, like, is your practitioner connected to the medicine? Is your practitioner devoted to their practice? Is your practitioner in integrity? So these things that you want to see in your practitioner, in somebody who's serving you medicine, or in somebody who's the channel between you and the medicine, you want them to be a clear channel. You want them to not involve their own limiting beliefs and shadows and traumas. Because if you think about, if I am the practitioner and I'm the channel between you and the medicine, and then I have all these things like that, all this trauma and all this stuff that I haven't worked through, well, that is going through that filter and then coming out after having gone through that filter, if that makes sense. So you just want it to be clear. You don't want your channel, your container, to have like gook and like old resin and like all kinds of junk. You're coming to the medicine for healing, so you don't want to come to the medicine for healing and then leave with more crap than you came with because your practitioner hasn't done their own work. So yeah, like that's my thing with choosing a practitioner, because like I said, anybody can say that they're a practitioner. Literally, when we went to the jungle, they didn't give us certifications. It's not a thing, and it's not a thing, period. And we just make it such a big deal here to have credentials, where in the actual grand scheme of life, they really, really don't mean anything. Because if you think about it, whoever created that certification, whoever created that licensing, whoever created this protocol, they're people just like you and me, and who makes them the authority in saying whether we're qualified or not. So like, obviously we have laws and there's rules and stuff in this country that we need to abide by if we want to follow the law, I guess. But like I said, in the grand scheme of things, like, you can go to a doctor who's been to however many years of medical school, and they still don't know what, how to treat you or how to help you, just because somebody went through all this schooling. Not that it's not to discredit that, and not to say it's not important. I'm saying that it's one part of it. Like, someone's training, someone's certification, someone's education is one part of their practice, and they're pulling things from that education into their practice. And also, there are many other parts of it. So, include all of it when you're making your decision to sit with a practitioner, and that's any practitioner, not just Kambo. But yeah, so they're like in the jungle. When I did my training, it was like, okay, all of these, a whole list of all the contraindications. So like people on this kind of medication can't do Kambo, and this, and people with these kind of diseases and these kind of diagnoses, like high blood pressure, low blood pressure, all the blah 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 blah. And then we go to the jungle, and he's like, just give anybody Kambo. It's just so good for you. It has like, if you look at the Kambo frogs diet, they eat all of these. The problem is, he said there are too many weekend certifications for self-app. Then they go out and practice on others without the experience. Kambo is not illegal now, but if people start messing, I mean, yeah, there's things you can argue about everything. And like I said, it's not that the certifications aren't important. It's that like some people will only rely on the certification to determine if the practitioner is qualified. And all I'm saying is that that's not the only thing. Like, yes, have the certifications and the trainings, and also look at the person, and also follow your own intuition. If you're feeling good about somebody, and then they don't check all the boxes that you're logically looking for. What I'm trying to say is sometimes your intuition doesn't make sense, and there are a lot of the more you get into spirituality, the more you go further on your spiritual journey, the less things make sense, and the more you get pulled away from this physical world. So those people who are going to weekend certifications, or like just not even getting certified and just practicing Kambo, that's just a reflection of who they are, period. Because if they're not working in integrity, if they don't have an actual personal relationship with the medicine, then you shouldn't be going to them regardless if they took a legitimate course or not. So anyway, yeah, so like if you look at the Kambo frog's diet, they're eating like bullet ants, and like there's like all kinds of stuff that they eat that are filled with all these really beneficial peptides. So the Kambo secretion is like a cocktail of all these different peptides that they're pulling from other animals in the jungle. And it's really interesting. The first, I can't remember his name, Victor something, was the first to study the Kambo secretion, and he's the one that found all the peptides. But if you have a chance, you can look it up. There's all these different peptides that detox you through your lymphatic system, and it's just such a wonderful medicine, and it really just cleans you out, and it's so powerful. So yeah, again, in the jungle, I don't want to say they don't care, but like the medications are less significant to them over there, and contraindications are less significant to them over there. And we're at an interesting crossroads between these sacred medicines and practices and then our Western culture, because you go to the jungle and they're not telling you to sign waivers, and they're not doing like medical clearances and stuff like that. They're just giving you the medicine, and you just have to trust. It's all about trust. And you come here, and then it's like, okay, you got to sign all this paperwork and make sure, sign the liability waivers and all that. And yeah, it's just a different culture. But in the process of that, and I understand, I do medical clearances and I do waivers and all that stuff because it helps me feel safer and it helps the client feel safer, right? So these are the things that our ego needs, and that's okay. And also there becomes a disconnect with the spiritual practice itself, because we get so caught up in the physical world. So it's like, okay, making sure all our I don't even know, like, I want to say like a stupid cliche analogy, but I don't even have the energy for it. But yeah, you know, it can be both. It can be having the education, having the training, having the waivers, having making sure you're safe on the medical side, and maintaining the spirituality of the medicine and the sacredness of the medicine, and still keeping that, making it mostly about that, making the ceremony mostly about that. And then in the jungle too, they don't do like Kambo ceremonies. It's just, they just put the dots on you and then let you do your thing, like make you drink a bunch of water, and then they throw you in the river after. They just push you in the river. It's part of it. So I'm not pushing my clients in the river, and that's okay, because this is a different world. We live in a completely different world than the jungle, obviously. But like, I know this, but after having spent time in the jungle, it's like, it's insane how different our worlds are, and how the things that are important to us are so insignificant to them, and the things that, you know, that are part of their lives are things that we don't even think about. So it's really about getting in alignment with your own environment, getting in alignment with your client or your practitioner, depending on, you know, which way you're going, and making sure that both of you are co-creating a container that's safe and secure and durable and resilient, in order to maximize the healing that you can experience during a session. And my relationship with, I just feel like I have such a special, and everyone has their own personal relationship with the medicines, right? So my own personal relationship with Kambo is it's so deep and spiritual, and I see it. I love Kambo because it's a nice introduction to this world of plant and animal medicines, because it's super straightforward, and you know, you can kind of like show someone the benefits, and like share case studies of people who have healed certain diseases and things from Kambo. So it's easy to get on board with, compared to like ayahuasca or mushrooms or any of the psychedelics, where you're kind of like, there, it's not very clear cut what the benefits are. It's like, okay, you kind of have to see how it goes, and every experience is different, all that stuff. So I love Kambo for people who are just starting out with plant and animal medicines. And also Kambo, like, yes, Kambo shows up, is very present in the physical, on the physical level. And also, if you have a practitioner that knows how to work with the medicine and knows how to be a channel for the medicine, you can hit all those other levels too. You can hit the mental, the emotional, especially the spiritual, if you're willing to, and if you believe. It's all about if you believe, you know, because there's a lot of places around the country that are doing different, they're putting the points where you administer the medicine. It's usually the natives just do it on their arms. A lot of people are experimenting with different points, like they'll go along the meridian system, they'll go along the chakras, depending on their intentions and things like that. And, you know, in the jungle, they don't know anything about chakras, and they don't know anything about muscles or whatever. And it doesn't matter to them, because to them, the medicine is so intelligent that you can put it anywhere and it'll heal wherever it needs to be healed. And I believe this too. And also, I recognize that our beliefs and our intentions play a really strong role. So if someone is coming to me and saying like, I'm having all this shoulder pain, or I'm having all this knee pain, and I want to put the Kambo dots on my knees, sometimes it's just it's gonna make them feel better if they think that the medicine's getting concentrated on their knees, you know. And it's not to say like I'm trying to fool them or anything, but our beliefs are so powerful. So getting in line with what you believe and being honest about what you believe will serve you in any practice that you participate in. So if I think that the Kambo dots on my knee is gonna help my knee problem, then it probably will. And that's just how the universe works. Which is great. Because we have a big role in our healing. And there's still, you know, the victimhood that we've had in relation to our government, in relation to even like modern, if you think about your role in modern medicine, it's often the doctor is going to give me something, or the doctor is going to heal me or treat me, or they're going to do a surgery, or they're going to put me on medication, and that thing's going to heal me. And there's very little like emphasis on the importance of our role in our own healing, and our participation even in our own healing. Like, I don't know how it is lately. I haven't seen a doctor in a while, but you know, they never spoke about nutrition, not really. And most diseases are caused by your lifestyle, like by your diet and your lifestyle. So that should be the first thing, or that should be the most important thing that they try to help you or try to support you with. But anyway, where was I going with that? Oh, okay. So we have this victim role that we've been playing for many, many generations, because that is what kept the people in power. So what's happening is now that people are awakening to spirituality and becoming more exposed to different tools and different modalities and just other options for healing, what's happening is we're taking our same belief system and our same paradigms and just applying them to spirituality, because we're not actually doing the shadow work, and we're not actually healing the beliefs. Well, some of us obviously are doing all the work, and some of us aren't. So this tends to happen a lot, where now it's like, okay, now I want Kambo to heal me. Now I want ayahuasca to heal me. Now I want the practitioner to heal me. And it's just kind of the same thing. So the medicines, they can't help you if you don't believe that they can. And if you don't have, I don't want to say that they can't help you, but like nothing is going to overpower your free will. So as long as your free will is there saying that, oh, this is probably not going to work, or this is like woo-woo, or coming with any kind of like skepticism, there's that much, like whatever that level is that much resistance that you're bringing to the medicine and bringing to your healing. So it matters. It matters what you believe. It matters. Your attitude matters. Your mindset matters. Yeah, it's a big part of the healing. So just keep that in mind if you've sat with plant medicine or Kambo, and then you felt like I didn't get anything from it. It's probably because you didn't believe you were going to get anything from it, or you didn't believe that it could do anything for you, or something like that, you know? So identifying what are your actual beliefs, and not the beliefs that you want to have, the beliefs that you actually have. Because, you know, people will automatically spiritually bypass because they don't want to be embarrassed or like feel shame for the things that they believe in. But it's not your fault that you believe the things you do. Most likely they're from childhood programming or even your ancestral DNA, like things that have been passed down that you were born with, your karma from past lives. It's all an accumulation, and then it gets expressed in this lifetime in one unique way, and there's nothing to be ashamed about. And if you continue to move through your life in ignorance, it just never gets changed. And a lot of the time we're here in this lifetime to change our beliefs, to change our programming. So if we don't take that first step in acknowledging what those beliefs are, even if it's like I get a lot of clients who are healing their relationship with their parents, and then they'll say like, oh, I don't need my parents' approval, or I don't care what they say. But you do. You do need their approval. You do care what they say, because that's programmed into you. And to just deny it, to constantly deny it, is what keeps you in that loop. So it's the same thing with the medicines. If you are not coming with the intention of healing, then it's gonna be challenging to get there. Not that you can't get there, it's just going to be a lot more challenging. When you're in alignment with the medicine, and your alignment in the faith, like in your faith of the medicine and what it can do, miracles happen. And that's the truth. So yeah, I said everything I wanted to say. 44 minutes, that's pretty good for me. And so in July and August, I have 2 Kambo immersion packages available. That's 3 Kambo treatments and 3, it's 1 prep session. I think it's one prep session, and then 2 integration coaching sessions. So like I was saying, I delve into the more spiritual, emotional, psychological aspects of Kambo healing, and there's a lot that can come through during a Kambo ceremony, through me, through the client. They're very, very, very powerful and very, very transformational. This medicine has so much wisdom to share. It's not always easy to decipher. So that's what the integration sessions are for. So those are $1,100 for the package. Let me know if you want to get in on it. I'm not doing single sessions for new clients anymore, because you really need more than one. This isn't like the things that you're trying to heal and fix have been in you for lifetimes. You're not going to heal it in one treatment. And I just don't like seeing people having a Kambo experience and then saying like, oh yeah, I did that once and nothing happened and I didn't feel anything and it didn't work. Like it makes my stomach churn. But yeah, so I'm doing the Kambo packages now. Full support. You have me for 28 days. It's a 28-day container. So it's really like it's super beneficial if you are wanting to make a real lifestyle change. Like a couple of my clients that I had last month started working out. They couldn't get themselves to commit to an exercise schedule, but after doing Kambo, they were able to commit to working out, which was amazing. So if you're ready to commit to a lifestyle change, and this doesn't even have to be like diet or exercise. It could be career. It could be a relationship, just something that you want to get a fresh start on. Kambo can really be helpful with that. And I'm offering single sessions to people who have already sat with me. So those are still on the table. So you can let me know. or I'll probably put out the dates because it's gonna be in Queens, and there's gonna be like, actually, we'll hold off on that. But let me know if you've sat with me and you want to do another session, because I'm getting a lot of calls about doing sessions, because it's like the middle of the year and we kind of don't want to, like, people who haven't gotten started on what they wanted to get started with their like New Year's resolutions, and like now we're 7 months in and I still haven't, I still haven't organized the way I wanted to, or like been on top of my to-do list, or whatever the case is. It's a good time to get a Kambo treatment and kind of just clean all that off, like let go of all that guilt, let go of all that shame, and start new. So that's what's happening with the Kambo. On Thursday I'm going to do another live, and I think I'm going to talk about mushrooms, because there's a lot that wants to come through with mushrooms. But I'm also going to start doing mushroom ceremonies in Queens, which I'm really excited about. So I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks for stopping by. Love you. Have a good day.